All right, hey y'all, back with another video. Before we get started, let me just show y'all something. Y'all see this time? It's 1:21 and it's a Sunday. I just want y'all to know that the Panthers are playing and Miss A is making a video instead of watching the Panthers. So if y'all don't take this video seriously, on my mama, we're gonna have a problem. Y'all gonna be watching this video, paying attention, all right? Because I'm taking time out of my Sunday when the Panthers are playing to make this video, all right? So before we get started, let's explain what we're going to do. So last week we did 1 and 2 step equations, right? So this week we're moving into multi-step equations. We're first going to start with multi-step equations on one side, and then we're going to see what happens when we have multi-step equations on both sides, right? However, we're going to make a multi-step equation flowchart that's going to help us with today and tomorrow. So I'm going to do an example with this flow chart, and there's going to be variables on both sides. However, keep in mind, we're only going to be looking at variables on one side today, but this chart will still help us. All right. So you should have this sheet. It should be in your math notebook or wherever your teacher's telling you to place it. Make sure you put your name, your date, and the period number on it just to be safe in case it falls out of your notebook. So the example we are going to work with, this is going to scare y'all. Do not be afraid. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Is 7m plus 20 equals 5, and in parentheses, so 5 times, negative 2 plus m minus 8m. All right, so we're going to combine everything we learned last week and add some additional tools to help us this week, right? So we have this equation. The first thing we have to do, anytime we see an equation with parentheses, is eliminate parentheses. That's the first thing. All right, we gotta eliminate parentheses. All right, so here's how we're gonna do that. So we have 7m plus 20 equals 5 times negative 2 plus m minus 8m. All right, so we got to make this into a smaller equation, something we can work with. So these steps are going to help us do that. So we got to eliminate parentheses. In order to eliminate parentheses, we have to distribute. So 5 times negative 2 and 5 times m. So we get 7m plus 20 equals 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And then 5 times m is a positive 5m minus 8m. Cool. So we eliminated parentheses. We're good. Let me underline that. My next step is to combine like terms. All right. So now I'm moving on to combine like terms, which we learned last week. We didn't learn it for no reason. It's coming into play here. Y'all see how we think about how we're going to lay this math out for y'all? Oh, it's amazing. All right. So I'm going to write this equation back here. Then I'm going to combine like terms. So 7m plus 20 equals negative 10 plus 5m minus 8m. All right, you have to combine like terms on the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation, right? On my left side of the equation, that's just this side. That's just this side, the left side of the equation. There are no like terms. However, on my right side of the equation, I have these m's that are similar, right? They're like. So I'm going to square the 5m, square the 8m. And now I have to combine them. And I know that, so I'm going to rewrite everything. So 7m plus 20, because there was nothing to combine, equals negative 10. And I know that 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Put it in your calculator, check yourself. Minus 3m. Cool. Now it kind of looks like, it looks better than it did first, right? Look how we did that. That's like magic. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to move all the variables to one side. Move all variables to one side. All right. So let me underline this. So I ended up with this equation, so I'm going to write it. 7m plus 20 equals negative 10 minus 3m. All right. Make my little river. I got to decide. Okay, I have to move all my variables to one side. I can choose the right side. I can choose the left side. Usually, I like to move the variable that's negative because it's just, I don't know, it's just helpful to me. I move the smaller variable. Whichever variable is the smallest, I move it. So negative 3 is smaller than 7, so I move it. So in order to move negative 3m, I have to add 3m. And make sure you keep it under the variable you're moving. Add 3m. I'm going to keep it under the m. I wouldn't put plus 3m under 20, and I wouldn't put plus 3m under negative 10, because I can't combine those. All right? So on my left side, I'm going to combine 7m plus 3m is 10m. Bring down the plus 20. Bring down your equal sign. Equals negative 10. And what happens to our 3's? They cancel. So now that's my equation. It looks like a two-step equation. Ooh, we just did it. We just did it. So my next step is to eliminate the constant, right? Just solve it like a two-step equation you've been doing. So 10m plus 20 equals negative 10. That's my equation I got from here. All right, move the constant. Constant is a number that stands alone. Eliminate the constant on the side of the variable. Let me put that on side of variable. Sorry, y'all probably got mad at me because I did that and then went out the box. I'm sorry. All right, so I draw my river. Got to get rid of this 20, so I subtract 20 on both sides. I end up with 10m equals negative 10 minus 20. That's negative 30. Cool, we got that. My next step is to eliminate the coefficient. Remember, the coefficient is the number in front of the variable, so we got to eliminate 10. Eliminate the coefficient. Now it's just a one-step equation. Y'all see how I went from that, this crazy mess up here, to this one-step equation? Wow, we're geniuses. 10m equals negative 30. Divide by 10 on both sides. M equals negative 3. Cool. And then my last step. You think, oh, we're done. We got m equals negative 3. No. You have to check your solution. You have to. Check your solution. The most important step. And why is the most important? Because what if you did all this work and it was wrong and you moved on and now you're mad at yourself because you got it wrong because you never checked your answer. So you have to plug in this negative 3 into every place you see m. All right, plug it into every place you see m. So 7m. I'm going to plug, instead of writing m, I'm going to put negative 3, put it in parentheses to tell you to multiply. Plus 20 equals 5, parentheses, negative 2, plus, m. So plus the negative 3 equals negative 8. Instead of m, negative 3. Plugging in negative 3 for every m you see. So 7 times negative 3 is negative 21 plus 20 equals, and then I'm going to have to do what's in parentheses first. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Why did it do that? This should just be, there should be no equal sign here. Sorry, I messed up. Minus 8 times negative 3, that's plus 24. So negative 21 plus 20 equals, what's 5 times negative 5? Negative 25 plus 24. Okay, so negative 21 plus 20 is negative 1. And negative 25 plus 24 is negative 1. Oh, does negative 1 equal negative 1? Yes, our answer is correct. All right, so that's notes for variables on both sides. So now I'm going to use this flowchart to help me on some practice problems. All right, this video is kind of long, but it's, you know, a long lesson, so just bear with me, all right? If you feel like you can do it on your own, go ahead. But here's the video. So this is, in your math notebook, label this multi-step equations with variables on one side. All right, tomorrow we're going to do two sides. And the video will be shorter because you'll already have this part. All right, so let's start easy. I'm going to do a simple one. Then I'm going to do a little more complex one. And I'm going to do a final more. This is the most complex that it's going to be. All right, another one. So number one that I'm going to do, because you'll see something like this on your sheet. Negative 5 equals negative 4n plus 5n. Let me use my flow chart. First step, eliminate parentheses. I don't have any parentheses. I can move on. Next step is to combine like terms. Let me look at the left side of the equation and the right side. So left side is negative 5, nothing to combine. But here on my right side, I have 5n and negative 4n. I can combine those, right? So negative 5 equals negative 4n plus 5n is just 1n. Cool. Next step. Now it just looks like a one-step equation, but I'm gonna still follow my flow chart. Move all variables to one side. All variables are already on one side. Next step, eliminate the constant. Is there a constant on the side of the variable? A number that stands alone? No. Eliminate the coefficient. Do we have a coefficient on n? Yes, we have 1. So to eliminate this 1, we know it's 1 times n. We have to divide by 1 on both sides. That line means division. Remember that. N equals -5. Cool. Now we have to check our solution. So here is where I'm going to check. -5 equals -4, and n is -5. Plus 5 times -5. So -5 equals -4 times -5 is a positive 20. And then 5 times -5 is a -25. So 20 minus 25. -5 equals 20 minus 25 is -5. Cool. We got the answer. It looks like an S and not a 5. My bad. All right. Next problem we are going to do. A little more complex. Number 4. We're going to include some parentheses. No, it's number 2. What is wrong with me? I can't count. Number 2 is -5 times 2x plus 6 plus 9x equals -32. All right. So my first step is to eliminate parentheses. Let me do that. So I got to distribute. -5 times 2x is -10x. -5 times 6 is -30 plus 9x equals -32. Okay, I distributed. My next step, combine like terms. Okay, on my left side, they didn't like terms. Okay, I have this x and I have this x here. I'm going to combine those. Ooh, I got to include that sign, sorry. That's a positive sign. All right, so -10x plus 9x, I know is -1x. Bring down your -30 equals -32. All right. Now my next step is to move all variables to one side. This one, all my variables are already on one side. Remember, we're doing variables on one side, so we're gonna skip this step most of today. Next step, eliminate the constant on the side of the variable. So this is the side of the variable, right? The left side, because the variable's on that side. We gotta eliminate the constant. We gotta get rid of this -30. It's a two-step equation. Y'all should be good at that by now. Add 30 on both sides. So -1x. RIP to my 30s equals -32 plus 30 is -2. Next step, eliminate the coefficient. So I have this -1, so I have to divide by -1 on both sides. X equals 2. All right, check my answer. -5, 2 times 2 plus 6 plus 9 times 2 equals -32. All right. Let me do the inside of this first. So -5, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 6, plus 9 times 2 is 18, equals -32. So -5 times 10 plus 18 equals -32. -5 times 10 is -50, plus 18 equals -32. And -32 does equal -32. Cool. If I got something different, if I had -30 equals -32, that means it was wrong. All right. We're going to do one more. I'm going to do it on the back. This is the last one because the video is very long. Actually, I want to do one where it has multiple parentheses. All right, let's do this one. So this is example 3. 8 minus 2 times x plus 5 equals... Oh, no, that's variables on both sides. My bad. Don't write that. Don't write it. Don't write it. Okay, let me just go back to this one. So let's do this one. 3, we're going to do 3x minus 5 times x plus 2. Oh, wait, I like this one. Because it has a negative, like, thing you have to distribute. So you got to keep that in mind, all right? First step, eliminate parentheses. So I got to distribute this -5, not just 5, to both. So 3x, -5 times x is -5x, -5 times 2 is -10, equals -4. Next step, combine like terms. Follow your flow chart. On my left side, I do have like terms. I have 3x and I have 5x. 3x minus 5x. All right, cool. And on my right side, I don't have any like terms. I just have this -4, right? I can't combine a -4 with that -10 because they're on different sides right now. -2x, because 3 minus 5 is -2. Minus 10 equals -4. Now we have a two-step. Yay. Now I have to move all variables to one side. All variables are already on one side. Draw my river, eliminate the constant. That means I have to get rid of this 10. So I do that by adding 10. Negative 2x, RIP to the 10s, equals negative 4 plus 10 is just 6. All right, now I have to eliminate the coefficient. So this is negative 2 times x. To undo multiplication, you divide. This bar means division. Cancel. X equal negative 3. All right, now go ahead and complete your work at a voice level 0. Stay in your seat. Don't play no games. All right, goodbye.